But with Jake, it's basically 70%, which is 7 out of every 10 black women got it, 7 out of every 10 black men have it, which is basically 3 to 1 when you compare it to white people. He was bringing out that they have a negative 32 delta gene. We have a positive 32 delta gene. That's the receptor gene for AIDS. It seeks that out and latches onto that and then replicates. Boy Graves was bringing that out, but he's dead now. I think either in 2009 or 2010 they killed him because when you read about it, it said he died from some type of E. coli strain in his bowels. They took him out. Now back in like 2005 or something, he was on this show that was popular on the internet. I think it was called the RBN Network, Radio Liberty News or something like that. And this guy Chris Joyner, Boy Graves, was on the show, and he was telling him, he said, look, I think he said in San Diego, he was abducted by the police, and they beat the shit out of him, and they injected him with something. Don't worry about that. And they injected him with something there. He was telling this guy Chris Joyner that even on his biography, it'll tell you on his biography, the police abducted him, they injected him with something. And I think when they did that to him that time, I think that's when they injected that strain of that E. coli into his system that killed him years later. Because he was basically AIDS-free, because he took that injection of the tetrasilver, and he was straight after it. He said the AIDS meds was doing him in, and they got that cocktail, and they got something that they give them. It's called AZT. AZT is nothing more than chemotherapy. AZT is a gene terminator. It terminates your DNA. Our bodies are made for everything to continually regenerate itself. AZT stops your DNA's ability to replicate itself. Basically, it terminates your DNA. It's a DNA terminator. That's why people that's taking that shit are all fucked up. It's like you said, like a cancer patient. Because basically they're treating them with chemotherapy that they treat a cancer patient with. They lose their teeth, they start to draw, and you start to look like you have full-blown AIDS taking that goddamn cocktail or that AZT shit. The thing is, get off that shit. Get off that shit and just basically deal with, like the brother was saying, foods that make your body electric. Anything that alkalizes your body, eat that. And that'll help kick that shit out of you.
Yeah. This is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
Right. The so-called, he's a physician of no value. And you know what, the so-called white man knows that the number one thing that people suffer from in America, number one is dehydration. Something simple, because you know what? When people go to the hospital and they're sick, what's the first thing they do? They put that bag of water and they run an IV into your system, which is basically water and salt. Because the majority of people in America suffer from dehydration.
Yeah. Another thing I was talking to, we got an herb store back in Richmond, Virginia. I was speaking to the lady. She was like, another thing that people suffer from, lack from, is vitamin D.
Right.
Because because they say if you have enough vitamin D, you can fight cancer, and your blood circulation will be better, and it's suitable for you to get vitamin D. But here it is, this double what he does. He creates, he out the way he sets up America, where you lack and don't get enough vitamin D. Because here it is, why you think our people are so much cancer prone and so much illnesses? One, because we don't get enough sunlight. But here it is, the majority of the jobs is not general labor no more. It's office jobs. And what do people do now? They be in the house now. It's not that many outside resources that people are used to. If you look at the ancient time, we were outside people. It tells you that Jacob, we dwell amongst our tents, just dwelling amongst our tents. And when you look at our people, you go amongst the city, we're always outside. But here it is now, here it is 2014, our people are so used to being inside and doing inside door things and not being outside. But you know, our people complain about getting too dark now, man. Getting too black. I mean, foolishness, man. Simpleness, man. But you need that, man. The Lord set it up for you to have melanin in your skin to receive it, man.
Right. From the sunlight, being in the sun for like 20 minutes, your liver starts producing vitamin D and stores it when the body needs it. About being in the sun for 20 minutes, your body will start producing vitamin D right in the liver.
Like it increases also in our body. We got melanocytes that secrete some melanin. And the more sunlight, more melanin is secreted. That's why you might get darker. Yeah. crackers, they got melanocytes, but it doesn't secrete fucking melanin.
Like going back to the law, that's why the Lord said you should print no marks upon our flesh. Because like when you do get tattoos, that blocks this, that prevents you from receiving the vitamin D from the sun. But what the so-called white man set up all these entertainers to whereas getting tattoos is cool, you know, the arms, get the sleeves, you know what I'm saying? So you get tatted all crazy, but when you get all those tattoos, it prevents you getting the vitamin D from the sun.
That's crazy. This is 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, and the 45th verse. It says, on the 4th day, thou commanded that the sun should shine and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gave them charge to do service unto man that was to be made.
All right. Gave them charge to do service to man that was to be made. One of them is your body being able to replicate vitamin D from the sun. Another thing, service is being able to grow your crops because the plants need the sunlight and water, so that way the plants can grow, and then you can have food. You got something to season your food with, and you actually have things to eat because you can eat the vegetables. You can eat any damn vegetable, any blessed vegetable out there, and those herbs, or you can cut them up and you can use it to season your food and deck your food out. You know. So that's the service that it performs.
Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There's no secret that can be hid from thee.
Right, the so-called white man. He's wiser than. That's why I said thou art wiser than Daniel. Daniel performed an experiment. Daniel did a 10-day experiment where he ate the pulse, which basically he was eating the herbs. He was eating the herbs, vegetables, fruits, and the other people were eating the king's meat. And after 10 days, why you think these people say go on do the water, the lemonade diet is a 10-day water, just drinking that lemonade mix and water for 10 days. Daniel did that thing for 10 days, right? Daniel did an experiment. Or if a person does go on a juice fast, it's for a 10-day juice fast.
Emerald green.
Right.
The emerald green cleanse.
Right, emerald green cleanse.
So you're going a 10-day fast.
Go on a 10-day thing. Goes back to Daniel, but the scriptures say thou art wiser than Daniel. Because the so-called white man, they don't study everything, man. Their think tanks, they don't study everything. They know how the human body operates, and they know how to shut down systems in the body. And that's how they got the society set up, and how everything is set up. They set it up to do that. That's why most of the food that we grew up on has no fiber in it, and it stays backed up in your colon. Because they know all disease really begins right in your colon, which your immune system is attached to the colon. So if your colon is compromised, guess what? The immune system is going to be compromised. Or the immune system is occupied dealing with all of the funguses and the different shit that's inside the colon, so that shit don't spread and kill you. So the immune system's busy with that. So other little things that come into play, which start to become big things, the immune system can't focus on that because it's dealing with that.
That's why they got. That's why America is known for #1 for obesity. Obesity, sickness, and all types of ailments. Because when you look at, you go to like a regular grocery store, you look at the shit. You turn the thing around. It's shit you can't pronounce, man. You be like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Like another thing, how America sets it up. You don't have time, like, over work. You really got to prepare or try to prepare your food. Because how you see everybody, regular average American out here, they will wake up, I ain't got no time to eat. I go to McDonald's. I go to Burger King. I go to some bullshit place, and that food is bullshit, man. Breaking your body down. So really, you have AIDS. They're killing you slow, man. Because what AIDS do, it breaks your immune system down and it kills you slow. And that's what this food does, man. It kills you.
Because AIDS doesn't kill you, the common cold will, because your body can't fight it off. A simple bacteria infection which your body would just attack, your white blood cells or whatever, it won't do it no more because it's something, I think, was it the thymus gland or something where it's emphatic, wherever it's supposed to. Well, anytime you got disease, some of the stuff, the terminology I forget. But basically, anytime you come with your body with an infection, you know your body tells the white blood cells, look, that's not supposed to be here, and it fights it. So what the AIDS does or whatever, it tricks the body saying the infection is friendly.
Yeah.
So then it stays in your body, harvests, and replicates. And then next thing you know, you catch a common cold or the rhinovirus, which is the common cold, and you're dead, man. White man's a goddamn mad scientist.
I got another one for you with cancer. Right? The body doesn't attack cancer because it doesn't recognize cancer as an invader. So something that was normally in the food that we eat, right? At the turn of the century, the staple grain in the United States was something called millet. It wasn't wheat. Millet was rich in something called vitamin B17. Vitamin B17 is the vitamin that controls cancer in the body. Basically, what they're saying is pretty much any disease out there is based off of a lack of a certain nutrient that you're supposed to get. You don't get that nutrient, you develop that condition. So without vitamin B17, which controls cancer because the body's constantly always under attack, that right there will poison the coating over the cancer cell. Once the B17 kills that protein over the cancer cell, now it's open. Now the white blood cells attack it and recognize it as an invader. Attack it, destroy it, and turn it into something else that the body can use for another function. Then it's done. But the body can't do it because you have a lack of B7, like we was talking about, lack of vitamin D causes other things. Well, lack of vitamin B17 causes that cancer.
I think you can get that from apricot seeds.
Apricot seeds. Apricot seeds is called. They call it amygdalin. Amygdalin, which means bitter almond. Almonds used to have it too, but they've genetically modified the almonds because the almonds used to be bitter. Amygdalin basically means bitter almond. Almonds used to be bitter. Now almonds have kind of got a little sweet taste to them. Not supposed to be like that. They took the B17 out of them.
It's like they took B17 off the shelves. You used to be able to get it from the health food market, but they know the power of it. It breaks down tumors and cancerous cells because it's like AIDS. Because it's like the brother Rob was saying, when AIDS into your body, it don't be like, it doesn't come in as AIDS and your body goes, well, this is AIDS. We can't fight it, fuck it. And you try to run it from it, your body starts to attack it. But thing is, it doesn't, the AIDS virus is backed up by protein walls. And you need that B17 to open up, like the brother was saying, to open up those, that protein wall and bust it open so that the white T cells can go in and destroy it.
The leukocytes, leukocytes, T cells.
See, when you go through the history of the AMA or whatever, American Medical Association, there was two things. What was Sellers dying of back in the turn of the century? What was it?
Scurvy.
And then there was vitamin C deficiency.
Right.
Then polio. That was one thing that they did cure, and they wasn't making no money. So they went back and went to the blackboard. They said we ain't curing nothing else again except for the top, the people with big money. And they'll help. If the elites like them, like a Magic Johnson, who's probably never had it in the first place. Who's my man named Dick Gregory? Yeah. He said Magic got caught point shaving and Michael Jordan. He said that's why Michael Jordan retired, and that's when Magic got the AIDS. But supposedly, and they put him out because they were messing with their money. And that's true, but they loved them niggas and had to keep them around. So they just took out Mike's father, and that could be true, might not be. But bottom line is, they know there's no money in cures. There's money in treatment, and you can look, fucking what, $600, $700 million a year they make it off the treatment. That's a lot of money. They ain't gonna cure nothing, and they never will. And then the ones that come out like us who know through the Spirit of the Lord, know a little about the herbs and everything, they'll call us either we're selling snake oil or quacks.
Right.
They'll bring it up.
This is Ecclesiasticus 38, chapter 38, verse 4. The Lord has created medicines out of the earth.
Yeah, you got certain tree barks. You had a Hamite I remember watching on the news that was curing AIDS in Africa through breaking down some of the tree barks. There were certain tree barks and it was coming back negative. So that's certain things out of the earth.
It's like it's like the brother was saying, certain tree barks, like you cut yourself, you can put some of that it's a certain tree, I don't know off the top of the head. It's a certain tree out here, if you just got a deeper scar, you can put it in there.
Oh, aloe vera. When you get it fresh off the vine, and I watched, they had certain things. Was one guy in the woods, he was